Okay, some of you may remember about 4 or 5 months ago, I kind of repaired a Ryobi 40-volt electric mower. It was one that was involved in a recall. It was my friend's mower, and in order to do the recall, you basically have to cut some cables to put it out of service and then throw it away, and they'll send you a new one. And so he gave me the mower for parts. And so I basically spliced the cut cable back together, and I found what the problem was causing the recall, and it was a connector in here that was overheating and melting and smoking, and some customers had theirs actually catch on fire because there's, again, a 2-pin connector that was right here that was not handling the current, and it was like melting. And on this one, it was melted and scorched. And so I cut that out, spliced in some new wires, and a friend of mine actually really needed a mower, so I gave it to him. And he used it for the past 4 or 5 months and was having really good luck with it, and really appreciated the fact that he got the mower. And then last week, he said, "Hey, you want that mower back?" And I said, "Not really." And he said, "Okay, I'm going to throw it in the trash." I'm like, "Well, what's wrong with it?" And he said, "Well, it quit working." And I said, "Well, I'll take it before you throw it away." So he brought it back to me, and we're thinking that this is the module that drives the motor. You got the 3-cable connector here. That goes to the 3-phase brushless motor that drives the mower blade. And so anyways, obviously, the first thing he thought was maybe one of my splices was bad. So he was like, jiggling and wiggling all the splices, not only these, but the wires that got cut because of the recall that my friend did. And all of those were fine, but he could hear a click. And when you look at the control board, all of the components are potted into epoxy. And you notice there's a fuse here. And our first thought was, well, it's probably the bad fuse. So I put a meter on it, and it read fine. Now, I know that you're not supposed to test fuses in circuit, but it's epoxied in. You can't take that out unless you get in there and grind around it, which if you did, you'd probably destroy the capacitors around there. So you can't pull the fuse out. But I pinned into the top, and I was reading pretty much no resistance. So again, I'm aware that's not a guarantee the fuse is good. It's a pretty good chance it's good. I'm going to say the fuse is good. And again, he said that when he was trying to use the mower, he could hear a click noise, but the blade just wouldn't turn. These 2 items here are relays. Now, he also told me that it would like intermittently not work. Like you'd go to mow and it wouldn't work, and you'd try a few times and it would. And it was like intermittent like that a couple of times, then it finally failed altogether. But he can still hear a click from one of those relays. It is very common for a switch or a relay that has switch contacts like that to get a little bit cruddy. If you have any arcing within the switch contacts, they'll damage those contacts, and then you'll get an intermittent operation, and then finally it'll just stop working altogether. So I'm assuming that one of those relays is faulty. The switch contacts are just arced up and cruddy and no good anymore. But again, it's all epoxied in. You can't do anything with this. I even tried taking the screws out of one of the end plates, but again, that's stuck on that epoxy. You're not getting that apart. But I'm going to show you guys how to fix this mower, like once and for all. The first thing you need to do, once you take the controller out, you take the driver out, you basically just take the top of the mower off, just a bunch of screws, not too hard. Take this out. Everything unplugs. Now, this doesn't plug into anything. That's just kind of setting unplugged. So you unplug those, or I had to cut those because of my splice, and then unplug the mower here. And then you're going to take this, and you're just going to throw it in the trash. I know you couldn't see that, but there's a trash can right over there. So you throw that in the trash. Now I'm going to show you how to fix the mower. So let's go out and take a look at the mower. So the first thing you want to do is remove the blade motor. You just remove the 3 bolts from the bottom after you take the fan off. Then you're going to take an angle grinder, and you're going to cut off all that plastic that I'm trying to show there. There's a piece there. There's like 4 risers that make it not flat. I used an angle grinder and a jigsaw. And you're just going to cut out all that excess plastic so it looks just like the way it does there in the picture. There's a piece of the side plastic. So you're going to cut all that plastic out. And you also have to remove the back wheel drive motor. That's the motor there for the back wheels. So you got to take that out. And then on the bottom, when you take that out, you need to retain those clips, like right there. I'll point to it here in a second. So there's a clip held into 2 screws. So that's how you take the whole assembly out. Take those 2 screws out. And that clip there, you take those bottom 2 screws out, you take the whole drive thing out, then you can take the drive motor out and put those clips back in, and that way the back wheels are still held in place. And then you're going to take the gas motor off of your old mower, and you're going to position it onto the Ryobi, and you keep just grinding and removing plastic until it fits. And fortunately, all 3 bolt holes are going to line up. Now you're going to need to get 3 new bolts because the threads from the electric mower are different from the threads of the gas mower, and the gas mower bolts are going to be too short. So go to Lowe's and buy some longer bolts, and then put those in. They'll all line up, and then mount that motor just like that. Now you might be wondering why I would remove a motor from a perfectly good lawnmower deck just to put on this Ryobi deck, just to make a stupid video. Well, the answer to that is very simple. This is not a perfectly good lawnmower deck. As you can see here, the top of the deck is all rusted out, and I've been trying to patch it with duct tape. I know I could weld a patch on it, but come on. So I've just been throwing duct tape on it just to keep the grass clippings from blowing up into my face, but that doesn't last very long. You can see the duct tape is already like blown through. That's probably about 3 seasons worth of patching it with duct tape. So yeah, that deck was all rusted out. And also, I hate the way the handlebars fold up. With my little shed that I put this in, I've got like one of those little Lowe's 5x5 sheds that I store my stuff in. I have to fold the handlebars up in order to store it into the shed so the doors will close. And I hate having to open up the handlebars, lock those knobs down, then unlock the knobs and fold it back up. It's just kind of a pain in the butt. The Ryobi mower has a much better system than that. So yeah, I didn't ruin a perfectly good deck. I made a much better mower. Now you also might be wondering about the safety bar that cuts the motor off when you stop. Well, that thing broke years ago. As you can tell in the old mower, that little handle's not even on there. I just put a spring on the little lever so it stays running all the time, and I just have to manually push that to shut it off when I'm done mowing. So that's not even a feature on this thing anymore. But anyways, there you have it. We now have a 40-volt electric Ryobi mower that'll last a lifetime. And you don't have to worry about charging batteries or anything. Just put gas in it like a normal motor should be. And now I have a plastic deck that won't rust out, and I got handlebars that'll fold up nicely to put in my shed. So anyways, I'm happy with it. Hope you got something out of it. And as always, until next time, thanks for watching.